recap of the scripted NFL action for Week 3, highlighted by the Saints' upset victory over the Seahawks and the upset victory of the New York Giants over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The New York Giants were down by a score of 28 to 10 with rookie quarterback Daniel Jones making his debut against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He leads an 18-point comeback against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is upset that equals 18, and it is Jones that engineers the 18-point comeback. It was all scripted for Matt Gay to miss the game-winning 34-yard field goal, because it is Gay that has gematria 15. Now there, I want you to notice 15 points were scored during the first quarter. The Giants scored 15 points during the third quarter. This is why it was scripted for Matt Gay to have one of the signature misses of the season. He missed a 34-yard field goal. Keep in mind that after this 34-yard miss, that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to have a 1-3 record after they lose to LA, because LA equals 13. Now it is LA Rams that has gematria of 34, and this is why the 34-yard miss was completely scripted through the Kabbalah. So this was a really big upset today for the New York Football Giants. It is Jones that has gematria of 63. There was a combined total of 63 points during this football game. Step number 2, we have the Rams having a 3-0 record. Ohio native Sean McVay wins over there. The Rams are 3-0. The 49ers are 3-0 in the NFC West after a win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. The 49ers are going to lose their first game of the year next week. And I have no idea who they're playing, because they're coming off the game against the Steelers. It is Steelers as gematria of 31. This is why the San Francisco 49ers won the game today over the backup quarterback, who's going to win his first game on Monday Night Football. The 49ers, are they contenders? Buffalo, are they contenders? Because contend equals 30. The Rams won the scripted Sunday Night Football game to have a 3-0 record.
Snap. Spot. Kick on its way. And it. Snap. Spot. Kick on its way.
Douchebag ESPN with their fucking autoplay. This shit is so fucking annoying me. Now, it is Buffalo that is 3-0 this year. The Bills are tied with the Patriots on top of the AFC East. That was scripted for Buffalo to be a so-called contender with a 3-0 record. The Super Bowl this year is over at Miami. It's Miami that equals 27. It is Buffalo that equals 27. It is a Super Bowl that's going to be played on the 33rd day of the year. It was Josh Allen that led a 33-point comeback during Week 1, a 17-point comeback, I should say. Josh Allen leading the Bills to a 3-0 record. That was scripted. The Bengals are horrible. We know that. So this is why. It has to do with the gematria of Miami, where the Super Bowl is at. That's why it was scripted for the Bills to win their game over the Cincinnati Bengals today. Moving on to the Panthers-Cardinals game. I was there in person today. The Cardinals are going to win the scripted game against the Seahawks next week, and then they'll probably lose to the Bengals after that, and they'll probably beat the Falcons. They'll be 2-3 before Peterson's return. The Panthers I can see at 3-3 after the game over at London. I talked about that beforehand. But the Arizona game today, fucking annoying me, man. This thing is not loading quickly. Fuck ESPN, man. Where's the Cardinals game here? Okay, there it is. 38 points for the Panthers. It was scripted. 38 points the Panthers scored. It's Panthers that equals 38. The Green Bay Packers won the game over the Denver Broncos today by a score of 27-16 for a total of 43 points. It is the Packers that has Gematria 43. It was number 43, Johnson III, who picked off the last pass during the Sunday Night Football game. If you're watching the highlights, it's number 43 who picks off the pass from Baker Mayfield at the end of the game. It's the Browns that equals 43. There was a total of 33 points scored during Sunday Night Football between the Browns and the Rams. You see this? 20-13. The Browns scored 13 points against the LA Rams. In my Gematrinator, it is LA that has Gematria 13. There were 33 combined points in that game. It's Cleveland that equals 33. It's Masonry that equals 33. The upset of the day over at Seattle. The Saints have a 2-1 record. They're going to win the title. They have Miami native Bridgewater as a quarterback. It is the city of Miami that has Gematria of 60. There was a total of 60 points scored during this game. Now, the Saints scored 33 points. It's because the Super Bowl is going to be played on the 33rd day of the year. And 27, once again, connects to Miami. 27 was the most frequent score again. This is how the NFL was scripted. 27-27 tie. Texans win, 27 points. Seahawks lose. They score 27 points. The Colts scored 27 points during their victory. The Green Bay Packers won 27 points. Scripted joke. Lions won today by 27 points. It's all scripted. What can you say? Derek Carr during the Raider game. It was the Raiders that allowed 34 points to the Minnesota Vikings. The Raiders are traveling to Indiana next week. They allowed 34 points against the Vikings. It's Indiana that equals 34. It is the Browns that had a 1-2 record after Sunday Night Football. This is the acronym of Sunday Night Football. The Detroit Lions won the game today. The Eagles have a 1-2 record. The Falcons have a 1-2 record after the past Sunday Night Football game from last week. Big decode there. The Lions won the game today 27-24. The Eagles scored 24 points. They lost to the Lions. It's Lions that has Gematria of 24. Did I have that in the calculator? Not yet. The Eagles were the loser with 24 points. The Eagles scored 24 points against the Lions. It is Lions that has Gematria of 24. Perennial losers, the Detroit Lions. There is a combined total of 61 points during that football game between the Lions and the Eagles. 51. Now, with the 61 points, it is the Kansas City Chiefs that are facing off against the Lions next week. The Chiefs are Super Bowl contenders. The Super Bowl's on the 33rd day of the year. They won this game by 33 points today. They won with 33 points on the scoreboard, I should say. The Chiefs scored 33 points today. It's all scripted. Patrick Mahomes, MVP. Patrick equals 33 in Gematria. It is Cleveland who the Baltimore Ravens are going to face off after this game in which they allowed 33 points. It's Cleveland that has the same Gematria of Patrick. Now, there's a total of 61 points scored in the game for the Ravens and the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs that are playing the Detroit Lions next week. It is Detroit Lions that has Gematria of 61. The Chiefs are coming off of 61 combined points in their last game. That's how it's scripted. The Ravens were involved in the game with 61 combined points. The Ravens are facing the Cleveland Browns next week. Cleveland Browns has Gematria of 61. This is why 27 is your most frequent score. How many games were there? 14, whatever. 28 scores. We have 1. We have 2 27s. We have 3. We have 4. We have 5, right? That's such a frequent score today. The Atlanta Falcons scored 24 points this game. They just faced the team from the prior week who faced the Lions today. And that's how the NFL is completely scripted. Now let's break down these quick leads that these teams are involved. Let's go to the play-by-play here. The Chiefs were up by as much as 23-6. That's a total of 29 points. Not much there to break down there. Except that the Kansas City Chiefs are a legit contender for this year. Derek Carr, I think, had 37 passing attempts this game. Derek Carr had 34 passing attempts before he faces off against Indiana. 27 completions. We see 27 there. How about Aaron Rodgers before facing off against the Eagles? Nothing much there with Aaron Rodgers. Aha! 37 points combined between the Dolphins and the Cowboys. The Dolphins are facing off against Los Angeles. That's how the game was scripted. This is one of your main methods here to decode games during post-game. There it is. There it is, everybody. 60 points. Once again, City of Miami equals 60. How many points were the Saints up? They scored 33 points. The Super Bowl's on the 33rd day of the year. I told you guys, the Saints are the best team in the league. They're better than any team in football. That is a fact. It was 20 points. That was the Saints' biggest lead. They were up 27-7 at some point. It is Miami that has gematria of 27. Their first touchdown the third quarter, 27-7. And that's going to make it a really interesting game next weekend between the Saints and the Dallas Cowboys. And I have finished my game decode here, probably except for the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. Where's that game? 30-14. It's contend that equals 30. Just end the season for the New York Jets. But there's Jets equal in gematria. Jets equals 24. There's nothing much there really to note with 24. 45 passing attempts for New England. It's New England. That equals 45 in gematria. I'll end it here. I think I broke this down really perfectly. I'm going to release my picks maybe tomorrow or tonight. I have no idea yet.